Here's a cute story to give us an example of something called emuna pshuta, simple belief in Hashem, something that we should be getting from this holiday of Sukkot. There was a man who used to come home every day at 1 o'clock for lunch. Soon after that, his little boy, his first grade son Chaim, he would also come home. Now when Chaim would walk into the house, the father would go to Chaim and he would say, "Chaim, tell me, what did you learn today in Cheder?" And Chaim would give over a piece of Torah, something that his Rebbe taught him. And then the father would take his hands and they would dance around the living room for a minute or two, singing and happy, because the father wanted to create a feeling of simcha, of enjoyment, of excitement over the Torah that he was learning every day. Well, one day the father lost his wallet and he was very worried. So when Chaim came home, he said, "Abba, I'm home." But the father said, "Not now, Chaim. I don't have time. I have a big problem on my hands." So Chaim said, "But what happened, Abba? What's wrong?" The father said, "Chaim, I lost my wallet. That's all my money, all my credit cards. We're not going to be able to do any shopping." So Chaim thought for a second. He got a little worried, but he said, "Abba, you know something? My Rebbe taught us that any time we have a problem, anything that's going on, the first thing we should do is daven to Hashem and ask Him for help." So right after he said that, his little sister walked in from school and she said, "Abba, I'm home." So Chaim said, "Shh, Shoshi, don't make any noise. Don't bother Abba. He has a big problem. He lost his wallet. Do you know what that means? We're not going to be able to go to the convenience store to buy ice cream anymore. Come, Shoshi, we need to daven to Hashem to help Abba." So they went into the other room. And he heard them starting to say Psalms, Tehillim, Shir Amalos. They were singing away for a good few minutes. Then they came out, and Chaim said, "Abba, me and Shoshi daven to Hashem. We said Tehillim, and we asked Him to help you. Everything is going to be fine. You're going to see, Abba." About a minute later, there was a knock on the door, and it was an elevator repairman. They opened the door, and he was holding a wallet, and he said, "Does this belong to you?" And the father said, "Yeah, it does, but where did you get it?" They told me to come to Rehov Jabotinsky in Bnei Brak. And I came here to fix the elevator. I went underneath and everything was fine. There wasn't one problem. I don't know why they sent me here. But then I saw your wallet that dropped down below and I saw the address, so I'm returning it to you. He said, "But it's the craziest thing. I'm not even supposed to be here because they made a mistake. They were supposed to send me to Rehov Jabotinsky in Petach Tikva, not Bnei Brak, so I don't even know why I'm here." The father said, "I know exactly why you're here." And he pointed to those two kids. This is what we would call simple emunah, simple faith in Hashem. That it's like a second nature. Whatever's going on in our life, we just turn right to a Kodesh Baruch Hu, whether it's for good and we want to thank Him, or whether it's because we need help and we should ask Him. But everything is from Hashem, and that's what we're doing these next few days of Sukkot. We're building that ability to have like a second nature, to always go to a Kodesh Baruch Hu and to realize that He's involved in our life. Like if a person has a medical problem, God forbid, but if a person has something that's hurting him, he thinks right away, like second nature, so I better call the doctor, right? So the same thing with everything that's going on in our life. We don't have to wonder why and complain and worry. It's Hashem. Everything's going to be good. He's taking care of us. And the more we approach Him and the more we realize that, the more He takes care of us, the more He's involved in our life. And that's what Sukkot is. It's our boot camp of developing this bitachon and this amunah, this faith in Hashem. We're living in these temporary dwellings of flimsy walls and these leaves over our head. What's there to protect us from the elements? But the answer is that we don't have to worry about these elements, because it's training us to realize that whether we're in our homes of brick and mortar or we're in our temporary home of flimsy walls and leaves over our head, it's the same thing. It's Hashem. He's in control, and He's the one that we should be depending on. And this is what brings down the shefa, the abundance of blessing in our life that should last us for the entire year.